episode is about his favourite cricketers. Rajdeep Sardesai's finest cricketers right from childhood towards the modern era. And when I say modern era, I mean now.
Look, my first cricket hero, Eknath Solkar.
Yeah.
He was the most unbelievable fielder in particular and was a very stylish cricketer. Bowled a little bit of left-arm spin, also bowled a bit of left-arm seam and batted very well. He was the poor man's Gary Sobers,
Yeah, I know.
as they called him, which was a bit unfair. Which was a bit unfair. Wonderful life story. I call him the first subaltern hero of Indian cricket. Father was the groundsman at Hindu Gymkhana. But Eki was, he was a lovable character. He had the style, the panache, left-handed, so, came with his collars always up. And he used to give me Coca-Cola. I used to sit in the children's stand at the CCI watching Mumbai Ranji Trophy matches. Those days, people came to watch Ranji Trophy matches. And in every drinks break, Solkar would organize a Coke, those little Coke bottles.
Small, fun-sized bottles.
That he made him even more of my favorite, more of a favorite. But remember, 26 tests took 52 catches. That's 2 catches a test. It's a fantastic average at short leg.
Yeah, and the first half of those tests, we weren't doing that well either. So it's like the wickets were falling.
Yeah, and he was, he would sort of go in a crisis, would hang in there. So he was my first cricket hero, and we've discussed 71. He was one of the stars of 71.
Just one quick word about him. Exactly what you said, the crisis man. One of those guys whose performances, I think 2 big partnerships with your dad, telling partnerships, turning a test match, you can say turning a series around. Certain cricketers who do that. Now they're fired in their belly for the big occasion, for when the chips are down.
Absolutely. He was a big match player. Showed that in 71, showed it in 72 when England came back here. But there was, sometimes when you ask for your favorite cricketers, it's not just the runs they score, the wickets they take, the catch, but the way they do it. There's a certain style. And when you're 6, as I was in 71, Eki with his collar up and long hair, things, in school they wanted us to have crew cuts in those days.
Right.
So, you hoped that one day you could also have long hair like Eknath Solkar.
Anti-establishment figure sort of.
And Cyrus, it's interesting. Many years later, I was playing club cricket and there was a match between Hindu Gymkhana, which Solkar played for, and I think I was playing for CCI. And Solkar was bowling to me. And I said, my God, man, I've really arrived. Eknath Solkar is bowling to me. I didn't get out to him.
Oh, nice.
I didn't get and
guess
spin
what? Or the seam?
Seam. And guess who he used to always get out? Jeff Boycott. He got
yes, famous.
Boycott became his bunny. And, the joke goes that Boycott said, Eknath Solkar gets me out because because he's too slow. End of the day, it's in the scorecard.
Yeah.
LBW bowled Solkar.
He also did one of the first Indian guys to give it to the opposition, as in with his limited vocabulary in terms of English. He would
absolutely
have a few words.
Absolutely.
Body language was always in their face.
Expletives to Gary Sobers.
Wow.
But always done in a nice manner. Yeah. Eknath Solkar was, he was.
I don't know how you can do expletives in a nice manner, but I get what you're saying.
You still can. I think it was a gentler era, where it was never said with any kind of venom or malice. So I think, Solkar is right up there for me and I hope one day someone writes a nice biography of him, because it'll tell you the story of how Indian cricket transitioned from
where he comes from and where he goes, where he takes the country with him.
Amazing. And then at Hindu Gymkhana, he would organize bail.
He was always there post-retirement. He would keep
coming and
going.
There. He was always there. Died a little too early. But he was, by then he had a beard. Always smiling, always gentle. Talking to you now about him, I can picture him all those years later. Like to dress in colorful clothes, in those, the bell-bottom generation, but they like their...
It was the 60s and 70s, the
that's
swinging
right.
60s.
They like red shirts, green shirts.
Also, they were stuck in whites all the time, so you can, that paradox of
he played for Mafatlal, which was the leading office team of that era. So and the Mafatlal kids were in school with me, so we'd go sometimes to have lunch at their office.
Corporate matches.
Or go have lunch at the office. And the only reason to go lunch at the office was we could go and meet Eknath Solkar and shake his hand.
Rajdeep's all-time favorite, first hero. Then,
I'd go for Vishwanath. I'll tell you a story that has stuck in my mind. Not just, what Vishwanath did on the crease. He was just the most magical batsman. Wrist work and that square cut and that late cut like no other. On a bad wicket,
Chepauk.
like Chepauk, not a bad wicket, but a fast wicket.
Andy
74,
Roberts
75
running
against
rampage.
Roberts.
Yeah. I think with only two
I mean, he scored 97 not
97.
out, which is, I have some memories of it.
Some say the greatest Indian innings, including Lakshman's 281.
Yeah, I mean,
difficult to.
Certainly one of the best innings that could have been played by an Indian batsman. But I'll tell you a story. Many years later, I was writing my book, Democracy's 11, and I wanted to interview Vishwanath. I go to Bangalore. He's not well. He's just come out of hospital. And I say, sir, I'll come to see you. He said, no, I will come to see you.
Wow.
And self-drives on a Sunday to the Bangalore Golf Club because he says, I'm going to host you. You've come to my city.
Yeah.
And, it was just, I can't imagine any superstar of today's generation doing that. Self-driven. And we chatted till late in the evening. And it was, he never wanted to talk about himself. He always talked about the others around him. But what a player. What a player. I mean, I think one of the things, Cyrus, that distinguishes the good from the great is the time they have to play. Vishwanath on the back foot had far more time than most players that I've seen. That square cut man. Short man, but that square cut.
And he could play like an arc from third man all the way almost to cover.
Absolutely. Late cut of the spin bowlers, square cut of the fast bowlers. And a lot of guys in Bangalore tell me that you could often find him at the market, picking up vegetables, going out.
Yeah.
He was a Kannada. I once did a sort of show in Bangalore asking Bangaloreans, who's the better batsman, Gavaskar or Vishwanath? 9 out of 10 said Vishwanath. One guy comes and says Gavaskar. Immediately the 9 got, change your mind. How can you say Vishwanath is not better than Gavaskar?
Gavaskar himself says Vishwanath.
Look, I think they're of course brother-in-laws.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think if you are, as I said, if you are on a bad wicket against a really tough attack, you might pick Vishwanath to bail you out. I would still pick Gavaskar to bat for my life.
I think this weekend,
I would pick Gavaskar to bat for my life.
That 96 of Gavaskar in the last test in Bangalore.
I think
right there.
I think Gavaskar 96 at Bangalore
Chepauk
against
97
Pakistan
against West Indies.
and Vishwanath 97 at Chepauk.
It's touch and go.
Yeah, and you don't want to choose between the two. I still remember one more shot that Vishwanath played. I was the first Test match, Cyrus, I recall watching 72-73 Brabant Stadium, England versus India. Tony Lewis's England. Vishwanath comes in, scores a century, but I still remember him hooking Chris Old into the swimming pool.
Wow.
I mean, it 6 and then rolled into the pool. The ball came out wet. But there he was. And don't forget, Jubilee Test, captain of the
1980,
team.
the Bob Taylor incident.
Recalls Bob Taylor.
Yeah.
Because he had been wrongly given out. How many people will do that? I mean, he was the ultimate gent who carried a punch with the bat, but played the game the way it should be played. Vishwanath.
I think this is
and a nice moustache, little bit of sideburns.
Like you said, it was the stylish generation,
Stylish
the
generation,
Pataudi generation, the Bishan Singh Bedi, all these guys.
And they had less. They had less in terms of material belongings, but they gave more.
Yeah.
More generous out there. How I come back to it. How many people would say, no, you don't have to come to see me. I'm going to come to see you. I want to treat you. And what did we have? We had batata vadas at the Bangalore Golf Club. Just a wonderful, wonderful cricket. And many people that you ask of that generation, the best Indian batsmen they bowled to, at least a few of them will pick.
I think that debate is forever, and it's a great debate. I think no doubt about that. The only reason I go with Sunny, for me, Sunny is the greatest Indian batsman that I've ever seen. Of course, that doesn't mean.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Merchant
I'll go with
Senior.
Gavaskar. I mean, and if you ask me, while I chose Solkar and Vishwanath, if you were growing up in the 70s as I did, there were two icons for us. Gavaskar on the cricket field, Amitabh Bachchan on the silver screen.
And they're still going strong.
And they're still going strong. And I think that's their success. Their longevity is their success. Gavaskar still, as excited about commentary as he was 25, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And let me give you my Gavaskar story.
Please do. Would you consider Gavaskar a hero as well?
Oh, absolutely. I 1990 or early 90s, Gavaskar's retired from the game.
Yeah.
He used to come to the Bombay gym to play badminton.
Of course.
And I'm the captain of the Bombay gym team, and we are playing Dadar Union the next day.
But even if Sunny is in the team, you remain the captain.
No. We are playing Dadar Union the next day in the semi-final of a tournament. Gavaskar sitting on the table having just finished his badminton game. So he turns to me, so tomorrow what is the game you're playing? So I said, sir, we are playing Dadar Union. Will you play, sir? it was a Sunday game. He normally only played the Saturday 25 over games by then. I said, sir, tomorrow 50 overs game, will you play? Half knowing that he will say no, since he was a hardcore Dadar Union man. He said, Rajdeep, I'll come. I said, sir, you'll play tomorrow under my captaincy. He said, what's the problem? I'll play. Came, batted it. I said, sir, what number would you like to bat? He said, no, whatever, 4, 5. I said, okay, sir. We were quickly 2 wickets down. Gavaskar comes in, scored 75 not out, helped us to win. Then I found out Gavaskar had a problem with somebody in Dadar Union.
Oh.
And wanted to
Goodness.
Wanted to send out a message. Not out as always. Then I said, sir, next weekend is the final. He says, Rajdeep, you're pushing your luck. That's it. There was, and his level of concentration, that first, typical of Gavaskar, that he may have become this all-time great, but he still remembers a lot of the club cricketers from Dadar Union. They all come for that dinner. So you'll have test cricketers, club cricketers all coming together. He is, in that sense, a genuine old-style cricket romantic. Every year on my father's birthday, he'll write an email to my mum saying how I remember Sadi Man. Special guy. So yes, Cyrus, if you grew up in the 70s, he has to be a hero.
Favorite Gavaskar shot, the straight drive?
Favorite has to be. Has to be.
Before Sachin's punch came, I was
Gavaskar's straight drive, pushing past the bowler, it's the best place to get 4.
Yeah.
And I think it symbolized what the 2 words that symbolize Gavaskar's batting, straight bat. He was the ultimate straight bat. There was, and his level of concentration, that first...
To see off the new ball.
It's easy to say, old cricket coaches say first half hour belongs to the bowlers, then it's your... it's your turn to show your skills.
I think it's Bradman who says that.
Yeah, but Gavaskar really did that. His ability, his self-discipline, which has always been the hallmark of his life.
I think in one of your dad's cricket lectures, he's also mentioned about how we've forgotten the art of leaving the ball.
That's right. Actually, Gavaskar's 2 best shots, the straight drive and how to leave the ball outside the off stump.
When you did that, the memory came immediately of that bat, the arc.
He was, and that's why I think he was so successful. I mean, it is not easy opening the batting. And
no helmet.
And no helmet.
Some of the fastest bowlers the world has ever seen.
No helmet.
Imran and his form, Michael Holding,
I think you've got to
Marshall.
give those who played in the pre-helmet era at least 5 to 7 runs.
I give them 10.
I used to give them 10 till DRS happened.
Okay, fair.
DRS means that, today's batsmen also struggle a bit. So I give them 5 to 6 runs more. So assume Gavaskar average 50 plus, he would be 56. Vishwanath averaged around early 40s, would be late 40s. My dad averaged 40, would be 46. So 5 to 6 runs more than what they got because of helmet, uncovered wickets, and sometimes shocking umpiring.
Short ball, the bouncer could be used liberally, at least in the first half of his career.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. So Gavaskar was
umpires were against them in certain countries, which not the neutral umpires have changed that.
Remember Gavaskar being given LBW in Pakistan? I mean outrageous.
Okay, we're trying to bring peace here.
No, come on. Pakistan's umpiring in the late 70s, early 80s was appalling.
Yeah.
And
I think up to Shakur Rana, it was...
And despite that, he scored a century in each innings. And also got runs when Imran was at his best in 82, 83. So Gavaskar's runs in Pakistan are worth their weight of gold. I mean, he scored runs everywhere.
Everywhere. Australia, England,
he scored runs,
West Indies.
West Indies. There's not a place in the world that he didn't score runs. He's right up there. So while I enjoyed Vishwanath's batting, I have to say Gavaskar, Mumbaikar, number 1.
Yeah. Well, again, we'll have this debate some other day, which is the greatest Indian batsman of all time. I say SMG, but you're free to write in with your comments.
It could be SRT. I mean, I think,
SRT is right there. There's no question. But for me, SMG is always going to be number 1.
If I had to travel 1,000 kilometers to watch a batsman, I'd go with Sachin Ramesh Tendulkar.
Or even Vishy then for that. Or Lakshman.
Or Vishy. But Sachin...
To watch.
Since you mentioned heroes.
Yeah.
I mean, Sachin came into my life after I had retired from cricket, sort of. The
234 was forgotten.
My 234
against the 6-man team.
But Sachin Tendulkar gave me my first byline on the front page of a newspaper. Times of India, 1988, December.
Before he debuted.
I joined Times of India November 1988.
Right.
December, Sachin Tendulkar makes his test debut, Ranji Trophy.
Ranji Trophy debut. Ranji Trophy
88
debut.
as
You're
a
correct.
15-year-old. And we are all very
Century on
excited.
debut.
We are all very excited. And I tell my editor, Daryl DeMonte, sir, I want to go in the afternoon to the Wankhede to see
This
he said,
phenomenon.
"Why?" He says, why? No, sir, Sachin's playing his first match. Daryl was not a cricket enthusiast, but reluctantly agreed. Went there, Sachin scores 100. I rush back to the office and I say, sir, I want to write a piece about, I've seen a new dawn in Indian cricket. Took a bit of convincing again. Eventually, Daryl agreed to allow me to write 800 words. Guess what? Next morning, front page.
But just tell us quickly, what was he like at 15? Because I'm trying to remember.
Cyrus, what was he at 9? Sachin's brother, Ajit, and I used to play cricket together. We played for Jolly Cricketers, among other teams. One day, at tea time, this young little boy, waving his little bat, is hanging around, waiting for somebody to throw a ball at him. Sure enough, somebody decides to throw a few balls at him. Honestly, at 9, he was hitting the ball harder than us 15, 16-year-olds. He was extraordinary.
Technique was already in place.
Prodigy.
Bat behind.
Yeah, you see, I think Gavaskar built his technique, built his batsmanship over the years. He honed it. He chiseled at it, became a perfectionist. Tendulkar, at 18 at least, was the real thing already.
The Australia tour where he gets those twin centuries.
By then, he was, that century. First,
to see off the new ball.
It's easy to say, old cricket coaches say first half hour belongs to the bowlers, then it's your, it's your turn to show your skills.
I think it's Bradman who says that.
Yeah, but Gavaskar really did that. His ability, his self-discipline, which has always been the hallmark of his life.
I think in one of your dad's cricket lectures, he's also mentioned about how we've forgotten the art of leaving the ball.
That's right. The best, actually, Gavaskar's two best shots, the straight drive and how to leave the ball outside the off stump.
When you did that, the memory came immediately of that bat, the arc.
He was, and that's why I think he was so successful. I mean, it is not easy opening the batting. And
no helmet.
And no helmet.
Some of the fastest bowlers the world has ever seen.
No helmet.
Imran and his form, Michael Holding.
I think you've got to
Marshall.
give those who played in the pre-helmet era at least 5 to 7 runs.
I give them 10.
I used to give them 10 till DRS happened.
Okay, fair.
DRS means that, today's batsmen also struggle a bit. So I give them 5 to 6 runs more. So assume Gavaskar average 50 plus, he would be 56. Vishwanath averaged around early 40s, would be late 40s. My dad averaged 40, would be 46. So 5 to 6 runs more than what they got because of helmet, uncovered wickets, and sometimes shocking umpiring.
Short ball, the bouncer could be used liberally, at least in the first half of his career.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. So Gavaskar was
umpires were against them in certain countries, which not the neutral umpires.
Remember Gavaskar being given LBW in Pakistan. I mean outrageous.
Okay, we're trying to bring peace here.
No, come on. Pakistan's umpiring in the late 70s, early 80s was appalling.
Yeah.
And
I think up to Shakur Rana, it was.
And despite that, he scored a century in each innings. And also got runs when Imran was at his best in 82, 83. So Gavaskar's runs in Pakistan are worth their weight of gold. I mean, he scored runs everywhere.
Everywhere. Australia, England.
He scored runs,
West Indies.
West Indies. There's not a place in the world that he didn't score runs. He's right up there. So while I enjoyed Vishwanath's batting, I have to say Gavaskar, Mumbaikar, number 1.
Yeah. Well, again, we will have this debate some other day, which is the greatest Indian batsman of all time. I say SMG, but you're free to write in with your comments.
It could be SRT. I mean, I think,
SRT is right there. There's no question. But for me, SMG is always going to be number 1.
If I had to travel 1,000 kilometers to watch a batsman, I'd go with Sachin Ramesh Tendulkar.
Or even Vishy then for that. Or Lakshman.
Or Vishy. But Sachin.
Watch.
Since you mentioned heroes.
Yeah.
I mean, Sachin came into my life after I had retired from cricket, sort of.
The 234 was forgotten.
My 234
against the 6-man team.
But Sachin Tendulkar gave me my first byline on the front page of a newspaper. Times of India, 1988, December.
Before he debuted.
I joined Times of India, November 1988.
Right.
December, Sachin Tendulkar makes his test debut, Ranji
89.
Trophy. 88.
Ranji Trophy debut. Ranji Trophy debut.
As a 15-year-old. And we are all very excited.
On debut.
We are all very excited. And I tell my editor, Daryl DeMonte, sir, I want to go in the afternoon to the Wankhede to see
this phenomenon.
He says, why? No, sir, Sachin's playing his first match. Daryl was not a cricket enthusiast, but reluctantly agreed. Went there, Sachin scores 100. I rush back to the office and I say, sir, I want to write a piece about. I've seen a new dawn in Indian cricket. Took a bit of convincing again. Eventually, Daryl agreed to allow me to write 800 words. Guess what? Next morning, front page.
But just tell us quickly, what was he like at 15? Because I'm trying to remember.
Cyrus, what was he at 9? Sachin's brother, Ajit, and I used to play cricket together. We played for Jolly Cricketers, among other teams. One day, at tea time, this young little boy, waving his little bat, is hanging around, waiting for somebody to throw a ball at him. Sure enough, somebody decides to throw a few balls at him. Honestly, at 9, he was hitting the ball harder than us 15, 16-year-olds. He was extraordinary.
Technique was already in place?
Prodigy.
Bat behind.
Yeah, you see, I think Gavaskar built his technique, built his batsmanship over the years. He honed it. He chiseled at it, became a perfectionist. Tendulkar, at 18 at least, was the real thing already.
The Australia tour where he gets those twin centuries.
By then he was, that century
Another
at
level.
Perth. Another level.
But even his debut in Pakistan, when they were trying to sledge him and all that, he was well equipped.
I was sitting with Ajit. We were watching TV at the Times of India office when Wakar hit him on the nose.
And Sidhu was on the other end.
And Sidhu on the other end. And Sachin got up and eventually... Main khelega. And I remember Ajit was tense a little bit. And then next ball when Sachin played a perfect shot, Ajit was relaxed.
But it was an open helmet, if I remember correctly, that he used to wear.
Open helmet.
What's the story behind that open helmet? If you're wearing the helmet, you wear the visor. What's the point of that?
No idea, but...
Was he riding a scooty back home?
No. Look, I think Sachin was uncomfortable with the helmet in the first instance because, he was young, he was unafraid. But what... I played Abdul Qadir and was bowled for one. I have never felt more inadequate on the cricket field. Yeah. One, played... You couldn't read him. Sachin at 16 on that
smashed
tour,
him in an
smashed him for
exhibition
27 runs in an over. I think
he finished his career more or less with that.
It was, just think about it. I think
Javed Miandar was at slip going on about homework karke aana and those kind of sledging, and this boy was hitting the ball out of the park.
Boss, Sachin, another level in terms of just his prodigious talent. You could argue that maybe given that talent, he should have scored more triple centuries. Done even more, but that's crazy. Once you've scored
51 Test centuries,
100 hundreds, international hundreds. He was
centuries everywhere. There's no mark.
The way I see it, Sachin, most loved cricketer that India has produced. Most loved. True. Every mother wanted to take Sachin
and most well-rounded. Oh, okay. Most well-rounded batsman. There's no real weakness. Front foot, back foot, spin, pace, leg spin.
I'm trying to think whether there was any real weakness. No, I mean the way he dealt with
Shane
Shane
there was
Warne.
no weakness. There's injuries that caused this and that.
Yeah, but
Shane Warne, I think in India, unfortunately, there was six batsmen who destroyed him one after another.
Look, I think Shane Warne, once his shoulder started hurting, was not the same for that 1 year. But when he came to India,
the googly.
But he was still a terrific bowler. But Sachin made him look again like he did with Qadir. That's the quality of a great player.
That too in a 4-day game in CCI before the test.
To make an extraordinary cricketer look ordinary at times is genius. I think Sachin was a genius. So you have Gavaskar, Vishwanath and Tendulkar as my cricket batting Trimurti of growing up. Bowling. Who are my bowlers?
Before the Kapil Dev era, we have the quartet.
Before the Kapil Dev era, you have the quartet. My favorite was Chandrasekhar from that era. Yeah. Every time he came to bowl, the whole audience would be Chandra. Bowl. The audience... Now think about it, a spinner, long run up, but still, entire audience bowl. And, there was something that when Chandra came to bowl, something would happen.
Yeah.
And this was true of the 70s. So he was, and Chandra had one great quality. He came once home. That was the privilege you had of being a test cricketer. Other cricketers came home. And Chandra and my dad were great friends. So Chandra comes home and he was a Hindi music buff. And his two favorites were Mukesh and Sehgal.
KL Sehgal,
yeah. But Mukesh also used to live close to where we used to live.
Right.
So there was one evening. In Malabar Hill.
Malabar Hill, okay.
And Mukesh's son and I used to go by the same school bus. So one day, Monish.
I remember Monish.
Yeah. So one day it was organized for Mukesh, Chandra, my father and I sitting on the terrace and listening to songs of the great Mukesh.
He sang.
Oh, and Chandra, sir, here is Chandra, the great Chandra.
Treating me like a baja.
Telling Mukesh what song he would like to hear.
Yeah.
But this was the genius. And in those days, you had a rest day in a 5-day test. So the rest day would be spent, listening to music. So I saw a human side of Chandra. I rang him up the other day. He turned 80 in May. He's born, I think, May 12th. Turned 80. I rang him up. I rang up Prasanna sir when he also turned 80. All these spinners are all roughly the same age group, 80, 81.
Can I ask you a tough question, though?
Yes.
If you had to rank the four, I mean, it's a horrible question to ask. My favorite would be Bishan.
Okay, let's try and do it this way.
Yeah.
Pure match winner, Chandrasekhar. Who can turn a match in a spell. In just terms of poetry in motion, when it comes to action, you've got to go for Bishan Singh Bedi. If you want to have craft, something craft. Prasanna.
Ian Chappell's favorite.
Yeah, something, crafty about that sort of ability to hold the ball in the air. And then, if you want someone who was khadus, that determined.
And clinical, yeah.
And determined to irrespective of what the quality of the opposition is, I will bowl to them, you'll choose Venkat.
Which he brought into his umpiring as well.
That's right. So these were the four guys. They were very different in terms of their characteristics as people. But when they came together, it was just... You just mentioned your happiest moment to me was when you interviewed Sir Viv Richards.
Yeah.
One of my many happy moments in cricket is to interview these four spinners. They got the C.K. Naidu Lifetime Achievement Award together, and I interviewed the four of them. I wish NDTV has that video somewhere out there. But it was just for me, again, a fanboy moment. All four of them in the same place.
And they're great fans of each other.
And it is just remarkable. I used to go to Bishan Paji's house. I lived in Delhi. I've lived in Delhi, so I used to go once in a while to his house. He has this wall of all these four players. There is this great photo of Bedi in a towel in the dressing room after they beaten Australia.
Yeah.
And all these other spinners around them with someone showering champagne somewhere out there. But it's just so great. I think it was, they bowled for each other. It was like... If
Even though they would compete.
We say, if Lily don't get you, then Thomo must. So I'm going to change it. If Bedi don't get you, then Chandra must. If Chandra don't get you, then Pras
and
must.
Keep in mind, one would have to be left out because you normally play three maximum.
Which is unfortunate. And look who they kept out. They kept out some of my favorite cricketers of that time. Yeah. Shivalkar, Paddy Shivalkar.
He didn't play a test.
What a bowler.
Rajdeep
Paddy Shivalkar was... He could bowl on a coin if you asked him. Over after over. Once the ball started turning... Magician.
So would have been the lead spinner in any other era?
Any other era. He would have played for India in any other era, barring that era. And maybe you could have played two left-arm spinners as you did two off spinners, but that never happened. Also Rajinder Goyal. These were, it was then came Dilip Doshi. So there was an era of spinners all over.
While Rajdeep recalls his favourite cricketers, here's an IDFC first fact about one of our favourite cricketers, Mr. Dilip Sardesai, Rajdeep's dad. As a mark of tribute to his performances against the West Indies, the BCCI in 2007 instituted the Dilip Sardesai Award for players who perform best in bilateral test series between India and the West Indies. Now remember folks, remember closely, Mr. Sardesai scored 811 runs in 10 tests against the West Indies, averaging more than 45.
So the spinners, of course, were memories.
Let's come to that one and only man from Haryana.
Look, change the way Indian cricket is. If you ask me, who are the cricketers who've changed Indian cricket the most? I put Kapil Dev there, along with, of course, Gavaskar, Dhoni, Virat Kohli, and Sachin. These are my 5 change makers, but I would put Kapil almost right on top there with Virat.
I think so.
Virat, because he's brought this complete aggression, no holds barred aggression onto the cricket field and fitness. And Kapil, because in a land of spinners, here was this so-called Haryana Hurricane. And that unbelievable story that when he was at a camp at CCI as a young cricketer, asked for more chapatis. And Keki Tarapur said, why do you need more chapatis? He said, I bowl fast, I'm tired, I need more chapatis. And Mr. Tarapur said, but nobody in India bowls fast. Kapil Dev showed the world that Indians could be quick. He was not express pace, but he could be quick.
Did you bat against him?
No. I don't think I ever played Kapil. No, I didn't play Kapil Dev, but I watched him. And Think about it, Cyrus. He only missed one test match in 15 years.
Where they dropped him.
And they dropped him in Delhi in 84.
Hitting the ball in the air.
But apart from that, 15 years on Indian wickets, never a complaint.
When you talk about all the greats of today, Mitchell Starc, etc., our own Mohammad Shami, I mean, breaking down, and I'm not disrespecting them, it's a tough game and lots more cricket is being played. What kind of fitness levels did this man have?
And remember, quality of equipment. He once told me the shoes that he had. They were not the world-class shoes that they have today. They would hurt. The soles your feet would ache. But he was there next morning.
And he would bowl 3-4 spells in a day
25, 30 overs on an average.
Yeah. A quick word on his batting, though.
Look, there is the famous story in his first test series in Pakistan. He sent in as night watchman. 20 minutes to go. Goes and hits 4 fours in an over.
Yeah.
Right, including one lofted shot over mid-on. Bedi is looking, he comes back.
Is beating fast.
20 not out, comes in. Bedi looks at, Arey, tere ko night watchman to play down. He said, sir, I only know how to play like this. And smiled. That is Kapil Dev. He had never heard of what a night watchman is supposed to do.
Oh,
he told me he had never seen a test match till the test match he played.
Yeah.
So he came with no baggage. Famously, when he bowled first over in his test cricket to Sadiq Mohammed, then the Pakistanis came thinking Indians only had spinners, so Sadiq was in his floppy hat. First over, bowled a couple of bounces, immediately Sadiq called for a helmet. That's what Kapil Dev did. That excitement that he brought to Eddie Hemmings.
Those 4 sixes.
4 sixes.
Save the follow on.
I am one of Eddie Hemmings' first class victims.
Yeah.
Not a great bowler. But Kapil Dev treated him like a club bowler. I mean, Eddie Hemmings was still a test cricketer. Kapil Dev 4 sixes to avoid a follow-on.
See, that's the greatness of Kapil Dev, but it's also the fact that he had no confidence in Narendra Hirwani, who was at the other end.
No, but still.
Then he said, I might as well go for 4 sixes.
But, I think we were very fortunate, Cyrus, and this is, in the 80s, to have this generation of all-rounders. And maybe we should be looking at...
Are you looking at Ravi Shastri?
No. Ravi also, in his own way.
But Madan Lal, Roger Binny.
I think you have Ravi... You can put a lot of others in that category, though Ravi used his talent to the maximum. No other Indian... Kapil Dev himself once told me, out of all the cricketers that I've seen, if you looked at a cricketer with limited talent but maximum performance, you could turn to Ravi Shastri. Used every ounce of his talent.
But he hit those 6 sixes of Tilak Raj.
Yeah.
And I mean, the fact of
Tilak Raj. Look, hitting 6 sixes is not easy. Ravi did it. Ravi won you a championship in 1985 Champions of Champions.
He still has the Audi.
Ravi Shastri was the first cricketer who could go with a swag to 1900, the discotheque.
Yeah. He was a superstar. He still is.
But those all-rounders, when I look at, A++, it's Kapil Dev, Richard Hadley, Imran Khan and Botham. Think about it.
Rank them for us.
Rank them. Yeah. Okay, let's. That's a good one. Purely as a batsman, I think Ian Botham.
Right.
Purely as a batsman, Ian Botham was destructive. Imran in his latter half, technically probably the most equipped out of them. As a fast bowler, pure fast bowler, Imran and Hadley. If you had a wicket in England, I'd go with Hadley. If you were playing in subcontinental tracks, you've got to go with Imran, just the pace through the air. If you had to look for the best fielder, I'd go with Kapil Dev. In the slips, Botham, but Kapil Dev as an all-round fielder. And if you just looked at talent and impact, I think Kapil is right up there.
Also, can I just make a case for Kapil in the sense that he's bowling on flat